Buenos freaking quesadillas, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's my Friday. Yay! It's been a quick week. And I'm on my way to work. I'm running a little late this morning. My freaking dash cam stopped working, so I'm going to have to buy another one. Damn China junk. Alright, let's see here. Need some air. So I'm feeling pretty good, actually. The last two truck talk videos I made, I took them both down. Why did you take them down? Well, because they're really freaking cringe, man. Like, I've been having like issues lately. I don't know why, but just like, you know how you get writer's block? I've been getting like vlogger's block. I have all this stuff I want to say sometimes, and this thing's not even working. See? I need to like work on my focusing and staying on track and memory stuff. Okay, I've been really like, my attention deficit has been pretty bad lately, and I've been getting distracted pretty easily lately. I don't know why, but I just have been, and I'm noticed maybe it's just because I'm sober now. I'm able to recognize things about myself more. You know, my last video I was trying to explain this like problem I've been having with my focus, my attention deficit deal, and just didn't come out right. And you know, there's a couple things I said that I didn't really want to share on a video because it's just TMI. People don't need to know certain things, especially the general public, you know, because some things you just got to keep to yourself, you know, just don't need to be sharing with everybody. So anyways, the last two videos I took down, I think my vlog didn't come out right. I don't even remember what I was talking about, and not the last one yesterday, but the one before that. I don't remember what that one is about, but I know the one from yesterday was about me and recognizing that my attention deficit, just my focus and my memory it's been an issue lately. I've noticed, man. Like, I don't know if it's because of what I've done in the past or just a combination of things. Like, I've always kind of had attention deficit since I was a kid. I've always had issues with my memory even as a kid, and then doing doing all the alcohol drinking and weed and this and that throughout my life probably did not help. Okay, and like now, you know, I, as a sober person, I can tell that, you know, I'm definitely having some of them issues. So I'm not sure if there's much I could do about it, but you know, I think as long as I recognize it, I can focus on that and try to at least improve my focus, my attention, and my memory. I think I can improve on all those as long as I keep my, you know, attention on that. There's things I'm sure I can do to help it. I don't know if it could be totally fixed. I doubt it, but you know, the more sober I get, the more I realize that there's things about me I need to fix, you know, and my attention and my memory power are a couple of them that I could definitely improve on. And getting sober, I think, will allow me to improve on those a lot more and faster. That's what I'm going to be trying to do. And I don't know, you know, getting sober, you'd think you would, you'd have more focus and your memory would come back. Maybe it has, and I'm just not recognizing it. I'm more recognizing that I have the issue the more sober I get. And, you know, I just wanted to bring it up because, you know, some of my videos, they're all raw. All my videos are raw for the most part. And I don't edit parts out that, I don't dice up my videos and just keep the parts that I like. I leave all the flaws of my talking in. And, I'm my worst critic, man. When I watch my videos, I'm very critical on myself. And it's really hard for me to leave a video up sometimes. And just sometimes they're just so bad I can't handle it. I don't want people to, judge me, because sometimes things don't come out right, So, I have to filter out some that are just, I can't even accept them, because they come out just wrong sometimes, and I say things I shouldn't say sometimes, and things come out different where people might take it wrong or think things take it out, not the way I meant it. It's hard for me to talk sometimes, especially when I know that it's a raw video and I'm not going to be able to cut anything out. So sometimes it just comes out a little differently. But, I learned from watching myself on my own vlogs, and, some people, they just put piece vlogs together, word for word almost. What are you doing, dude? Golly, man, you're supposed to go over 20, dude. Come on, everybody's doing 50, he's doing 20 in a big old RV. I know where he's going too. I've dealt with that guy before. So anyways, a couple people noticed that I took my last couple, truck talks down, and it's just because I even have my limit on how bad a vlog could be, and I shouldn't post it, okay? And I say things sometimes that I shouldn't say. I also have to have respect for certain people in my life, and I can't bring them into my vlogs. Sometimes I shouldn't bring them into my vlogs, and sometimes I accidentally do, not thinking at the moment. And there's other reasons why some vlogs I don't keep up. It's things I say, other things I say that involve other people. Sometimes it's just not something I should be sharing with the world. So that's why I did that. That's why I do that sometimes. If I learned how to edit, I could probably piece videos together like most people do and just cherry pick things I like, but at the same time, that's not real. I think a real vlog is saying it how it is and saying it how it comes out, and you either can deal with it or not, and some of them I just can't. So that's why I take some down. So anyways, I'm gonna change gears here. That Karen Bass, mayor of Los Angeles, she's too much, man. So some of the troops are getting pulled out, and she's saying, oh, this is a win for Los Angeles. But you know what? The reason why they're pulling out is because they were there. The rioters didn't do that anymore when they showed up. So they're not needed anymore, because mission accomplished by them. You didn't win, Bass. Our troops won that were there. They kept the rioters from rioting, okay? If they weren't there, you'd have a different situation in your city, in that city. She's just too much, man. I think she needs to be out and maybe even put in jail, because she definitely isn't fighting for Americans. She's fighting for illegals, okay? And that just seems wrong, She's fighting against what the American people voted for. And that just does not, I don't know how she's still in there, really. But anyways, I just wanted to throw that out, because I was watching that this morning. She's out there gloating like she did something really good because the troops are leaving. Well, they're not needed anymore, because they did the reason they were there is to keep them from rioting, and it worked. So she has no business to say we won, like, you know, like, because they're leaving. She's saying that they're leaving because of her. No, they're leaving because they're not needed anymore, because of their presence there. The people are not rioting, okay? So she's too much. She tries to take credit for it. It's so lame, dude. She just irks. She's almost as bad as Kamala to me. I cannot stand Karen Bass. I can't stand her. She's lame. She's a fraud, a fake. So anyways, it's my Friday. I'm all over the road here, I know. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm feeling really good. I haven't been doing a lot of weightlifting lately because I like the feeling of my muscles just being, like my body being kind of loose, not tight from lifting. And when I do a lot of lifting, I get a lot of knots and stiffness and stuff, and I don't like that, you know. And I just like the feeling of just doing cardio for the most part, just a lot of cardio. To me, that seems to feel better for me. I don't need a lot more muscle, really. I got probably more than I need. And I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder or a power lifter or nothing like that. I just want to feel good and look okay. You know, I want to be able to look in the mirror and say, okay, you look fine, and feel good. That's my goal, okay? And to me, just doing cardio and stuff like that, right, cycling, running, elliptical machine, whatever else that does cardio, that's enough for me, man, really. Most of my life, I was really into, like, building muscle, and I don't need to do that anymore, you know. I don't like the feeling of being sore all the time, stiff, you know, and getting knots and stuff like that. I'm over that, you know. I'm not a fighter. I don't need to be super strong so I can knock somebody out. I could probably still do it just the way I am, but I'm not a fighter. I don't need to be super strong so I can knock someone out or do a bunch of hard, heavy lifting work. You know, I don't need it. I just don't need to be super strong like I thought I used to. But now it's just about me liking the way I look and the way I feel, and that's all that matters. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm not getting into fights. I don't need to be super strong. I think I'm strong enough to handle my own business right now as I am, so I'm not worried about that. I just want to feel good and look decent. I don't want to look like a freaking, you know, a super athlete or nothing. I'm not that into it. I don't need to be that into it. I just want to be able to function and feel good and be able-bodied enough to enjoy my life. That's my goal. So, you know, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing and have fun. It's, to me, like cycling and running is fun. And, you know, I kind of like the elliptical at the gym because I can watch, like, TV while I do it and get kind of caught up on stuff, you know. So it's just, you know, it's just a good habit to be in, a good routine, because it is healthy. And, you know, cardio is where it's at, because if you're like getting really into like building up muscle, that muscle is going to drag you down if you don't have enough cardio to run it, okay? That's just the way it is. You can have all these muscles, and if your cardio isn't in good shape, that muscle is going to slow you down. It's going to actually work against you, you know? It's better to have less muscle and a really good cardiovascular system, because then you're going to optimize those muscles a lot better. That's my theory. And I think that's a pretty good theory. It makes sense to me, you know. I'm not trying to say I'm a trainer or nothing here, but I've been on the planet long enough to figure stuff out, and especially something like that I've been doing off and on my whole life, you know. So part of getting sober is me getting in shape, and I think the best way to get in shape is to just, I mean, if you don't have like muscles, yeah, get some muscles, lift some weights, do weight training, get some muscles. And then once you get the muscles you want, then you just focus on cardio, man, the inside, you know. So I'm at work now. I'm running a little late, so I don't have much more time to sit here and spit at you. So y'all have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Happy Wednesday. It's my Friday, so that's going to carry me through the day even better. So y'all have a good one. We'll check you later. Okay? Later.